Rise and shine, superstars. It's your favorite light coach, MB, and today is a great day to be alive. Why? Because you are still here. So stop what you're doing, drop a comment, and scream at the top of your lungs, come through if you are thankful that God woke you up this morning, because gratitude is the absolute best way for you to start your day. And if for some reason you're not sure that you should be thankful for still being alive, still being here, I just want you to know that I'm thankful for you still being here. And I know that there are other people who are thankful too. And what you're going through right now, although it may seem like it's never going to end, I promise you it's just a season. So please don't make any permanent decisions based off of a temporary situation. Today, I challenge you to just take some time, sit with yourself, reflect on your life, and find at least one reason why you should be thankful that you are still alive. Because you have a purpose on your life, and you're here for a reason, and the rest of the world is waiting for you. All right, y'all, it's been real this week. Drop some fire below if you've had some eye-opening revelations about yourself, about your thoughts, and about your actions. Because at this point, we know that transformation takes work. And so unless you're ready to get real with yourself, unless you're ready to get raw and embrace the pain of change, unless you're ready to get right and start doing the things that are required for you to become the person you want to be and have the life that you want to have, you're going to remain stuck in the situation that you don't want to be in. And this week, guys, if you've missed any of the videos, then I urge you, do yourself a favor, go back and watch them on repeat, any of them, because there are so much value, so many self-examining truths in these videos that we need to face, but not only face, we need to overcome so that we can start growing into the person that is living the life of our dreams. All right, so this week we're talking about P.O.O.R mindsets, P.O.O.R. Today, P.O.O.R stands for panic, obscure, obstinate, and reckless. And I know y'all like, okay, I know some of those words. You know all these words. You know the definitions. You may not be familiar with the words themselves. But by the time we finish this, you're going to know every single word and you're going to be familiar with it because you know what's going on. So let's start off with panic. Panic is an extreme state of terror or distress. Now, how many of us can actually recall some point in our life where we can think back where we were in an extreme state of terror or distress? Like, everybody should be able to remember a time when you were in panic. Maybe it was when you were learning how to drive and you were getting on the interstate for the first time. And so you in the merge lane and you're supposed to be getting over, but everybody just zooming by like people in the slow lane going fast. And you know good and well you learned in driver's ed that the slow lane is for slow drivers. But they just zooming by the people behind you or wondering what's taking so long. They honking the horn at you. And all you trying to do is figure out how to get in the merge lane over into the fast lane without choking the life out of your steering wheel or just completely removing it from the dash. Or maybe that wasn't your panic moment. Maybe your panic moment was when you were in college and you had this big midterm that you had to pass because you haven't been doing what you're supposed to do. You had to pass to stay in the program. But you didn't prepare for the test properly. So then you show up on test day and while the teacher passing out the exams, you over there like, God, please, I don't know how you gonna do it, but just put some of this information inside of me. And you praying that you get at least a C- or a D so that you can pass this part of the class and remain in the program. Or maybe that wasn't your panic moment either. Maybe your panic moment was when you found out, you were about 3 to 5 late on your period. And so you thought am I getting too real? I can't be getting too real here because we family. There's no way I'm getting too real. We family. And in the famous words of Sir Life Jennings, life's a trip. Girl, you just turned 17. I'm kidding. Welcome to the real world. Okay, but in all seriousness, guys, sometimes, in all seriousness, panic. We've all faced it in our lives. Maybe you've experienced all 3 of those examples in your life. Maybe you haven't experienced any of them. Maybe your panic is knowing that you're behind on your bills. Your bill is due on Friday. It's a holiday weekend, so your direct deposit won't hit your account till Tuesday. And this is your final warning. This is your final notice. Like you're in a state of panic. Like what is going to happen? What am I going to do? The money, I have it. It's just that I don't have it. Like you've received it, right? You've received it, but you haven't gotten it yet. And so what are you going to do? You're in panic. But some of y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself, because some of you have been in this situation so many times that it doesn't even faze you. Like you, the person calling the power company, you like, hey, Keisha, yeah, this Cheryl. Okay, I know my bill is due today, but listen, my direct deposit's not going to hit till Tuesday because it's a holiday weekend. So can you please put a note on my case that says I'm good for it? You know I'm good for it. Put a note on my case that the money will be there on Tuesday. Y'all gonna get y'all funky little $200. And then you get mad and you tell him, and tell Ronald not to call me. Tell him that we already have discussed this. I don't want to hear from him over this weekend talking about where's the money, because it's going to be in there Tuesday. And you hang up the phone with attitude. Like somebody owe you money. And how come every time you owe somebody money, it don't matter how much it is, it's some funky little. Y'all going to get y'all funky little $200. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We got to laugh through the panic sometimes, guys. Life, you got to find the joy in every situation, because life is a trip. But seriously, when we allow our surroundings, our current situation, an event that takes place to give us this sense of overwhelming anxiety and stress, we're constantly feeling tired, we're constantly feeling sick, we just don't know how we're going to make it, then we're succumbing to a constant state of panic. And y'all know that's not healthy. And for some of us, we'll keep ourselves in a place because we can't figure out how to get out. Like we're in so much stress and anxiety and overwhelmed, and we don't even know where to start, that we come across this sense of being paralyzed. It's like something's telling you inside, move, leave this situation. It is not serving you. You have to go. But you just can't move. You can't push yourself to get up. It's like the movie Get Out. You know, you sitting in your situation and everything on the inside of you is screaming at you, get out, but you can't go. Like you just stuck. Because we have this sense of loyalty, like we owe ourselves our loyalty to something or somebody. Some of us feel like we owe our loyalty to that job that we absolutely hate. The job that makes us sick, the job that has us on high blood pressure medication and taking sleeping pills because we're so stressed with our coworkers and the customers and everybody we have to deal with. But we're hanging in there for our supervisor because we're friends with our supervisor and we don't want to feel like we left her hanging. And a lot of times our supervisor loves their job. And so we're allowing ourselves to stay stuck in a situation that doesn't serve us, but is keeping us in a constant state of panic. For some of us, it's being stuck in a relationship that's toxic. Like we know the longer that we're here, the more and more we continue to lose who we truly are. But we stay there because we have some kind of sense of loyalty to the other person. And we don't want to be perceived as a quitter. So we continue to give them our time and our energy, all the while we're losing ourselves and we're losing who we were supposed to become. And for some of us, we keep ourselves in a state with our friends, with our friendships, because we think we owe them something, because we're continuing to define who we are now and who we're trying to be by the habits and the actions and the things that we did with them in the past. Like you're living paycheck to paycheck, but your friends want to meet up every day after work for happy hour, and every weekend we've got to go do this and go do that, and you're just trying to keep up. But the conversations that you're having, the places that you're going, the things that you're talking about, the money that you're spending, it's not serving your purpose. It's not serving who it is you're trying to become. It doesn't support the new you. But because you don't want them talking about you behind your back and saying that, oh, you've changed and how dare you do this, you're keeping yourself stuck in a state of constant panic. And it is eating you alive. Because guys, a lot of the dis-ease that we experience physically is just the result of the anxiety, the stress, the emotional distress, and the terror that we're constantly subjecting ourselves to from an emotional and spiritual and mental standpoint. And at some point, our body can't take it anymore, so it's trying to push it out however it can, and it comes out in a state of dis-ease. So what I want you to do to overcome those moments, whenever you feel like your surroundings and your situation, whatever's happening in your life is just starting to weigh on you, it's starting to wear you down, it's starting to cause you stress and anxiety, and you having nightmares about what you got to do the next day, I want you to remember ABC. A, affirmations. B, breathe deep. C, concentrate. With your affirmations, guys, you have to say something in a way that is being spoken in a positive truth. A lot of people don't believe in affirmations, and a lot of people don't say, they say my affirmations don't work for me. It's because your words aren't aligned with your beliefs. Like, in order for an affirmation to work, it has to follow the principle of belief. And the principle of belief says your words will follow what you believe, and your actions will follow your words only if your words are following what you believe. If what you believe doesn't line up with what you're saying, then your actions are going to bypass your words and go straight back to your beliefs. So you have to speak something that you believe to be true, and it has to be a positive truth. And we know by now that whatever we think about, it presents itself to us in our reality. So all of the thinking that we're doing, that is the reality that we're living in. But you want better for yourself now. You're trying to get rid of this poor mindset. So you need to say something with a positive truth. Like, I am the result of my positive thoughts. That's always going to be a truth. Because if you think negative, you're going to get negative. If you think positive, you're going to get positive. Even if you're in a negative situation right now, you don't know how you're going to get out of it. What you tell yourself, I am the result of my positive thinking. I am the result of my positive thoughts. That's always going to be the truth. And that's going to urge you to change your thoughts so that you can change your habits and your beliefs and your words, and your life will line up to what you believe. Number 2, breathe deep. When you take deep breaths, you're giving your body a chance to relax. You're releasing the tension. You're bringing in more oxygen to your blood and to your cells and to your muscles. You're lowering your blood pressure. You're decreasing your heart rate. You're bringing yourself into a state of stability and peace. And that's what you need to do when you're trying to survive the constant state of panic. The last thing you have to do is concentrate. You need to have something that shows you where you're going to be 3 to 5 years from now, and you need to concentrate on that. If it's a picture, if it's an image, if it's a transcript, something that you've written down, you need to be able to concentrate on that when you get into these constant states of panic. And you need to be able to concentrate on a vivid, detailed picture. Like, you can't say 3 to 5 years from now, I'm going to be somewhere else. I'm going to be in a better place. Everybody's definition of a better place isn't the same. Like, you need to say, what are you going to look like? Where are you going to be? How much money are you making? Who are you around? What kind of car are you driving? What clothes are you wearing? What is the energy? What time of year is it? You need to have a vivid imagination and a very detailed picture, so that when you find yourself falling under the pressure of panic, you can pull this out and you can read it, and you can take yourself to the place that you're going to go. A second reason why we have a poor mindset, is because we're obscure. It's because we're vague. We lack detail. Like I just said, you have to have a clear picture of where you're going. You have to have a direction. We don't have a direction. Somebody says, well, what do you want to do 2-3 years from now? I don't know. I just don't want to be here. I want to be anywhere but here. That's not true. It can't be. You don't want to be anywhere than where you are right now, because there's always, regardless of where you are right now, there's always a place that's worse off than where you are. So you can't say you just want to be somewhere. There's a scene in Alice in Wonderland. Allison comes across the Cheshire Cat, and the Cheshire Cat asks Alice, where are you going? And then Alice responds with a question of her own. Well, where should I go? And the cat says, it depends on where you're going. So Alice says, I don't know. And the cat goes, well, if you don't know where you're going, then any road will take you there. And that's exactly what happens to us in life, guys. We're vague. We're obscure about our goals. We're obscure about what it is that we want for ourselves out of life. What do we want to be doing for the rest of our lives? How do we want to impact the world? We're so vague. We have no direction. We lack importance about the value of what we have inside of us, that we're saying, yeah, I'll just take me anywhere but here. And anywhere but here will always lead you to anywhere. But the truth is that anywhere is just going to be another state of sickness, another state of tired, another state of confusion, another state of depression, another state of I wish I wasn't here. So we have to get clear on who it is we want to become and where it is that we want to go, so that we can go somewhere. Like if someone walks up to you and says, hey, excuse me, I need some directions. And then y'all are just standing there looking at each other. And so finally you get tired of the awkward silence and you're like, okay, directions where? And you think they crazy because they just say, I just need some directions. That's exactly what you're doing in life when you tell somebody, I want to be somewhere else besides here. I just want something better. I just need a change. Okay, what kind of change? I just need some more money. Okay, there go 50 cents. Okay, you satisfied? Like, you have to get clear in every area of your life if you really want to live the life of your dreams and overcome these handicapping habits of the poor mindset. Okay, and besides being in panic and besides the obscurity, a lot of people have a poor mindset because it's a result of being obstinate. Not abstinent. Obstinate. It's a result of being obstinate. What is that? Stubborn. It's an obstinate person is someone who refuses to let go of their chosen line of thinking, their actions, and what they're doing. Even when there's somebody who has been where they've been and are where they're trying to go, and they're trying their hardest to convince this person that if you just do this, this, and this, you're guaranteed success. But because we're obstinate, we're stuck in our old ways, can't teach an old dog new trick attitude, we're missing out on the opportunity to advance to the place that we say we want to be. You have to release your pride and your ego. You have to release the ways of old. The Bible says you have to renew your mind. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. We have to do this every single day until we find the person that can get us the instructions and the directions to lead us to the place that we're trying to go. And then we have to apply what we've received, what we've been told. You can't be a donkey. What do you mean by that? A donkey goes and asks somebody for help, but then when they're trying to give them the help, the donkey refuses to move. And so now this person is trying to push you to the life of your dreams that you say you want to have, because you don't have your own self-motivation and your own self-accountability to have some get up about yourself and go do it. It's like someone who's trying to lose weight. They go hire a personal trainer, and then in the middle of the training session, they look at the trainer and say, oh, I'm not doing that. Oh, I can't do that. Well, I didn't bring my wrap. I just got my hair done. I don't want to. And now you're wasting your time and their time, because this person has to exert more energy to try to convince you to do what they're telling you to do when you went to them in the first place to ask for instructions to get where you say you wanted to go. So humble yourselves. We have to humble ourselves to the people and the information and the knowledge and the resources that can provide us with the life that we're constantly saying we want to have. And lastly, the reason we have a poor mindset is because we're reckless. We walk through life reckless. Some of us walk through life thinking that life owes us something. Thinking that because we survived the birth canal, life owes us something. But we haven't given life anything. Like we haven't given anything that God put inside of us to the world, but the world is supposed to give us something. And some of us are so prideful and so puffed up on our own ego that we're talking about, you're going to respect me, put some respect on my name. But then that same person you're telling to put some respect on your name, you don't even respect them enough to try to remember their name. It's not even important to you, like to even try to remember their name. Who are you? There's nobody on this planet better than anybody else on this planet. There are people who do and people who don't. But nobody is better than anybody else. So we have to abandon this reckless behavior of walking around like, excuse me, get out of the way, the queen is coming through. And we have to humble ourselves. Because there's no way that we're going to get to the great life that we want if we keep remaining consistent in doing the things and saying the things and acting out our palace of panic. Allowing our environment to dictate how we view the world. Allowing our past to define our future. Not being clear. Being stubborn. Having so much pride that you know everything, even though you don't know half of what you think you know. And when somebody tries to show you lovingly, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to let go. This is what you need to hold on to. You know it all. And you're too good to release it. So you walk through life reckless. And now you're missing out on the life that God had planned for you because you're too busy thinking more of yourself than the rest of the world. So today, guys, I just want you to just sit back with yourselves and think about this poor mindset. Think about this constant state of panic. Think about the obscurity. Think about the obstinance, being stubborn, being vague, and being reckless. What can you change? If you're panicking, then go ahead and think about your ABCs. Go ahead and get that ready. Now that you're in a place where it's peaceful, it's calm, your energy is stabilized, get your ABCs ready. What affirmation are you going to say so that when you find yourself in a place where stuff is starting to overwhelm you, you're starting to stress, and you're constantly feeling like terror and distress, you can stop and say, I am this. And that's going to settle you down. That's going to settle your spirit. What breathing techniques can you implement that will help lower your blood pressure, decrease your heart rate, bring in more oxygen to your lungs and your blood and your cells? And what are you going to get clear on? Where are you 3 to 5 years from now? You need to pull out every single crayon in the 64 box of crayons. And you need to color the picture and the image of who you see yourself 3 to 5 years from now. Like it needs to be vivid. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to do the expert coloring where you got the dark outline and then you got the light shading. You need that kind of coloring so that when life happens to you, because it's going to happen every single day and some days it's going to be harder than others, you're able to A, affirm that there's something better. B, breathe through it, and C, concentrate on the place that you're going and not on the place that you currently are. Get clear. Okay? It is so important. Get direction. Know where you're going so that you know how to ask for help. And then be a horse. Don't be a donkey. When you ask for help, be a horse. A horse is someone who goes and they know they want to go somewhere and they ask the person who's already been there for help and they let that person take the rein and they lead them and they guide them through the direction and the steps that they need to take, and the horse follows the steps. The horse isn't too proud. The horse doesn't hold on to the things that it did before, and then try to have room for whatever's left over for the things that they're being told to do now. The horse lets it all go and says, okay, you're the leader, you're the teacher. I'm going to take notes and I'm going to apply the action. And stop being reckless. Understand that you're not better than anybody else. And understand too, guys, this is two sides to this coin. Nobody else is better than you. That's a reckless thought, to think that somebody out there is better than you. Nobody's better than you. You just have to find that greatness inside of you. You got to dig deep. You have to hold yourself accountable. Be your own motivation. Find the greatness inside of you so that you can live the purpose that God intended for you and have the exceptional life of your dreams. But if you don't remember anything else, always remember this. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be great. And it's a great day to find the greatness in you. So go out there and live the greatest day of your life.